Hello again, guys, and welcome back. Now, look who's been caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Yet again, Keir Starmer, the knight in shining armour, the great hope of the Labour Party, the man who's going to save us all from the evils of inequality. Apparently, he's been dodging his inheritance tax. Oh yes, you heard that right. The story's breaking later on today, and let me tell you, it's going to be a corker. It's over for him. Now he's done, kaput, stick a fork in him. He's toast. I know this is my upteenth video, but now it's got to be the end of Keir Starmer as Prime Minister. The same as Angela Rayner not paying her taxes, and she had to go. So there's no reason for him to stick around and not fall on his sword this time, is there? Now, I know what you're thinking. Paz, surely not Keir. Not our Keir, the man who bangs on about fairness and taxing the rich until his vocal cords give out and he starts, well, he's always sounding like a Dalek, isn't he? But believe it, folks, the guy who spent years preaching from his moral high horse, wagging his finger at the rest of us about paying our fair share, has allegedly been pulling a fast one on the taxman. Inheritance tax, no less, the one they love to hammer the wealthy with, while the rest of us are supposed to nod along like obedient little serfs. Hypocrisy? Oh, it's thicker than the fog on the Thames. So let's just take a moment to savour the irony, shall we? Here's a bloke who built his entire career on banging the drum for equity and social justice, telling us we've got to cough up more to fund his grand visions of a socialist utopia. Woke vanity projects, basically. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, he's apparently been doing the fiscal equivalent of hiding his wallet under the mattress. You couldn't make it up, could you? If this was a script, they'd send it back for being too on the nose. Now, I don't have the full details yet. Nobody does, because the story's dropping later on today like a lead balloon. But let's just say the whispers are loud and they're coming from some pretty reliable corners. The word is Keir's been using some creative accounting to dodge a hefty inheritance tax bill. Maybe it's a trust fund here, a loophole there, or some offshore shenanigans, who knows? But whatever it is, it's going to make him look like the biggest fraud since that bloke who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. And here's the thing, this is the same Keir Starmer, folks, who's been telling us we need to tighten our belts, pay more taxes and do our bit for the greater good. The same Keir who's been lecturing us about the evils of tax avoidance while sipping his taxpayer-funded tea in Whitehall. Now let me be clear, I'm not saying tax avoidance is always wrong. If you can legally keep a bit more of your hard-earned cash out of the government's grubby paws, good for you. But when you're the leader of the Labour Party banging on about soaking the rich while apparently dodging your own taxes, that's not just hypocrisy, that's Olympic-level, gold medal-winning, world record-breaking hypocrisy. You don't get to lecture the rest of us about morality while you're allegedly pulling a fast one on the side. That's not leadership, that's a con job. And here's what gets my goat. The mainstream media, those simpering, sycophantic lapdogs, will probably try to spin this as a no big deal. They'll be out in force telling us it's just a misunderstanding or complex financial arrangement. But we're not idiots, we see through it. The British public isn't as daft as they think. When the story breaks later on today, people are going to be livid, and they should be, because this isn't just about Keir Starmer. It's about a whole rotten system that lets people like him get away with it. You know what this reminds me of? All those MPs who were caught fiddling their expenses a few years back. Remember that? Moats, duck houses, second homes, while the rest of us was scraping by. The same vibe, different day. The political class, left or right, Labour or Tory, they're all cut from the same cloth, ladies and gents. They make the rules for us, but when it comes to their own wallets, suddenly it's all loopholes and perfectly legal. Perfectly legal, my arse. It's perfectly disgusting. So what happens next? Well, if there's any justice in the world, Keir's going to be out on his ear faster than you can say tax return. The Labour Party will be in meltdown. The papers will have a field day, and the memes are going to be glorious. I can already see it. Keir's face photoshopped onto a Panama Papers logo, or maybe him hiding behind a giant calculator with pound signs in his eyes. The internet's going to have a proper laugh, and frankly, he deserves every bit of it. But let's not kid ourselves, he'll probably try to ride it out won't he? Like he's did with every other scandal he's been involved in. They always do. He'll issue some mealy-mouthed apology, claim it was all a mistake, and hope we all forget about it by next week. Well, we won't forget. Keir, if you're watching, we're not that stupid. You've been caught with your trousers down. And no amount of spin is going to save you. The jig is up. The game's over. Pack your bags and sling your hook, mate, because the British public is done with you. So there we go. Today's going to be fun, isn't it? Stay tuned, folks. This one's going to be a bloodbath. Anyway, there we go. I'm past 49. Thanks for watching. And until the next time, Roger Trout.